In 2017, Celia and I investigated the old Pullman Saloon in Tonopah, Nevada. Are you around me right now? Feel like a cool breeze on my neck. We ended up capturing incredible evidence of a shadow figure coming through the wall and grabbing my neck after it stated it was behind us. The shadow figure we captured came from another old saloon beside the one we were investigating, which has now brought us to investigate the Tonopah Liquor Company. Before we head inside, we want to speak with local resident Shirley Perkins about the hauntings in Tonopah and her paranormal experiences.
Oh, have you heard of any hauntings here in the Tonopah area?
A whole bunch. I don't know about everybody else, but everywhere I've been in this town has spirits. There's creepy things that go on the clown, the cemetery, I mean. Okay, now I can't say this was ghostly or not, but I went in there one day to talk to Bob, and I walked back out and I'm standing there right by my car, and I just went to turn like this. I didn't even move, and all of a sudden, bam, I was on the ground, face first. I slammed and hit my face in the cement. I felt like somebody pushed me. I see things, you know, and I feel things. So when you get these black shadows coming at you or going around you, you know, in the dark, you're like this, figuring out if it's real. The mist ball, when they first started opening the mist ball before, when they were just remodeling it, we'd go up there on the floors. And my girlfriends are all telling me it's haunted, you know, so I go up there with my camera and stuff. And I could hear loud music at the end of the hallway, noise. And as I go down there and I'm creeping, all of a sudden it's gone. I'm like, okay. One day I was up there when the room that was behind me around the corner, somebody kept, like they were beating the wall. And I'm like, I gotta get out of here because some angry old man that's probably in there beating the walls to death is gonna see me up here and I better run. There's nobody in that room.
And how about the Tonopah Liquor Company?
Yeah, they do. I worked down there for a brief period, and at nighttime when I'd go to close the bar, the lights would go down dim. There'd be black shadows way in the back where you go downstairs to the basement. Little noises upstairs, you know. It's kind of freaky sometimes. I've heard the girls tell me that there's a lady that comes in and stands around the pool table, you know, just different things moving around. Can't find, you put it down somewhere and it goes somewhere else.
It seems as if the whole town of Tonopah is haunted. We're now going to head to the TLC to speak to owner Tiffany Gregory about the hauntings they're experiencing.
What kind of experiences have you been having here?
We've had quite a few experiences. The most activity we've ever felt is here on this floor. This building is a 2-story building and has a basement. So we have a maternal spirit, and her name is Hattie. And we also have a prankster, George. So George is the most active spirit that we have. Hattie, I've had a few experiences with her, but it's mostly of positive feelings. One experience that I have of Hattie particularly was when we had first bought the bar. So my husband was working pretty much 7 days a week, and it's a lot with cleaning the bar and working. So I think one night he had a really late night, and so I got the kids together and we're like, I'll just clean the bar today, so he didn't have to spend another hour at the bar before, you know, he worked. So it's a lot of work with little ones. So I've got the baby carrier and the toddler, you know, get inside and close the door as I clean, and you know, it's vacuuming, mopping, sweeping, toilets, all very dirty stuff. So the little guy is sitting on the bar, actually right here, and his carrier, he's getting hungry, as I was breastfeeding at the time, so I did not want to, you know, touch him. while it was messy. So I had one last thing I needed to do. I needed to just take the trash out. I just knew when I came in that he was already getting whiny, and watching mom walk away from you when you're hungry is the last thing a little one wants to see. So I expected to walk into just hystericals, crying, but instead I walked in and he was looking up and smiling, and somebody was just playing with him. And it just made my heart really happy.
Now, what do you think heightens the activity in here?
So I think George gets excited, especially when somebody is a non-believer, and I don't know if he picks up on their attitude, but he also just likes to mess with people. So I don't know if he just gets wily one day or another, but he gets more powerful, I think, when somebody doesn't believe very specifically. So we had a guy that has a blog, and he also likes whiskey, and he had a great experience, and so he said, I'm gonna come back tomorrow to do an interview with you. I'm gonna bring my camera, and and I said, all right, great, sounds good. So the next day he shows up, and he's got a fancy camera, and he starts asking me questions, and he's like, let me take a couple pictures. And so he goes to take a picture, and it's like locked. And he's like, nothing's happening. And it was nighttime, so we have the lights that are right outside the door that shine like a spotlight. So he goes outside and he clicks and it works. And it comes back in and it won't work. And he's like, Tiffany, I was like, well, I think George might be messing with you. And he was like, so then I say George, and he's like, who's George? Is he a ghost? And he's like laughing about it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I started telling him some George stories. He's like, no, I don't believe in this stuff. And I was like, okay. And I go and I resume my interview. And then we're talking, and all of a sudden the cork flies off of the tequila bottle, which tequila is not carbonated.
Right.
There's no reason, and even like champagne these days, you have to like really work on it to get it to shoot like that. It just flew, and the customer sitting in front of it looks at the guy and goes,
Have you ever seen any of your furniture moved, any of your glasses?
me and my mother-in-law were standing over there talking. I think it was a Saturday or something. And all of a sudden, the plates just start flying off, and half of my plates got broken. So we both just stood there like, okay.
Now, we had a couple of years ago investigated the saloon next door, and we captured a shadow figure coming from this bar area to the next bar area, and it grabbed Jonathan by the neck.
The activity exists here on this floor, but downstairs in the basement, there's two very specific areas of energy. I don't get any like human, I guess like the one in the corner, I get kind of a go away feeling, but I don't know if there's like a person that's coming up from downstairs that might have done that. But I have heard that there was a door that connected these two buildings at one time. One of my favorite photos is this one that's all the way at the front of the bar. And this one is actually from 1908. So the bar was built in 1906. And this one, just you can see the ceiling, and you know that you're in the bar, and you know that this bar was intended to be a bar. A lot of people walk into this building and it's beautiful, and they're like, what did it used to be? But it's always been a bar. And it's had a lot of years of people blowing steam off. So there's a lot to be seen and felt in here.
We stopped filming to prepare equipment for the interview in the basement. As I'm gathering cameras to take downstairs, I see a shadow go from the hall down into the basement. The TLC captured my reaction on their security camera. Unfortunately, the camera angle was out of frame from where I saw the shadow.
So the previous owner, George Boscovich, not the previous before me, but I think that was like the 60s. He is the one that lived down here. So from the beginning, since I bought it, I always knew somebody lived down here. But it was just recently that I learned the name of the person that lived down here and then was able to realize that it was George. So I don't know still if it's the right George that we're talking about. If we move just a little bit more this way, there's rumors of underground network of tunnels that have existed here in Tonopah. So every time I bring people down to the basement, they're always looking at my walls and they're wondering, where is the tunnel that's been closed up? And then I came across this. So just in a dirt floor with some, wood on the floor, then we have bricks and cement. So this is where I believe that the tunnels went down, and I think that the network of tunnels that the Chinese were forced to, that's how they were forced to get around Tonopah. They weren't allowed to walk on the streets and all that stuff. That's part of the not so awesome history in Tonopah, but this is where I believe the tunnels were. And then if we move along this way, the next thing I'd like to show you is my cooler. This is the first place of high energy in the basement for me. I'm not sure what you're feeling, but I don't get the feelings anymore. I used to have to come and address the bibs, and it was just like queasy, my hair's sticking up, all kinds of stuff. And a lot of times when I was giving tours, people wanted to open the cooler, and I'd say, that's fine, you go ahead, I'm not touching it. We can continue going this way, and as we head towards, this will be heading towards the front of the bar, and as we head towards it, I remember, and like I said, I don't get the feelings anymore, but I used to get here and my knees would start to get a little weak, and I always imagined, of course I'm getting nervous coming down this way because that's the last light bulb. This sense of dread would come, and this blonde piece of wood here, the more fresh one, I've heard them say that there's a ghost. Are you okay?
Yeah, I actually felt something like smack my hand just now. I don't.
So he's just standing there with his arms crossed, and he puts out, "Leave me alone, leave me alone."
You can certainly feel the energy here, definitely.
And something that somebody else had said before is that he has the feeling that he's waiting for somebody.
It's not hot down here. It's a little cool, and I'm pouring sweat.
I can see
you get that, Joe?
you're drenched.
I'm good.
You are
Zoomed in on that?
Drenched in sweat.
Yeah, I'm really hot.
having a reaction.
I could notice earlier I see your body language, and you were starting to react to something down here.
Little did I know that whatever was targeting me in the basement would end up affecting me throughout the entire day and during our investigation.
Would you like to see? We get anything?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's grab the cigarette box real quick.
Okay.
Can you tell us how many of us are down here right now?
A very faint 4.
I thought I heard 4.
A very faint 4, and that was a woman.
If this is Hattie, can you say your name again for us, please? Whoa, what was that? What did that say?
I thought it said how.
That was loud.
Yeah.
Was that a female voice?
Yeah, I got chills. Look at my arm hairs are
definitely got
sticking
the
out.
chills.
Female voice for sure.
But I have to tell you guys, I was deathly nervous, and then I heard her voice, and I felt happy immediately.
Thank you so much for that. I did. Something like that I did. That was a male.
That was a male.
Yeah. To the male that responded, are you the one that lives down here?
Did I hear David?
Yep.
Thank you. I got chills again. David, is it okay if I step into your corner? I'm asking for permission.
Of course.
I was very, very, very nervous to do that, and I don't know. I just feel even closer to Hattie now that she was able to speak to me, and maybe I felt, that I have spiritually connected with her, but it was really amazing.
I don't know whose feelings I'm feeling right now, but stop. No. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're pretty incredible.
After doing some research, we found out that one of the owners of the TLC from the early 1900s was named Dave Holland. Was this the David we are communicating with in the basement and draining my energy? As we begin our investigation, we're going to send Joe over to the Pullman Saloon beside the TLC to see if he can reach out to the spirits there. Celia and I are going to head into the basement and try to communicate with Dave or any other spirits that may be here.
Alright, EVP session, bottom of Tonopah Liquor Company. In the basement, Celia and Jonathan.
Do you remember us from earlier?
Try to go back over it.
Can you tell us your name, please?
What was that?
Oh, something touched me.
Did something touch you?
Yeah, my sleeve.
Did it pull on your sleeve?
Yes.
Where at?
I felt like this.
That hard?
Well, like that. That's actually
Okay, so
how it
that's
is.
hard.
Yeah, but right here. That's why I was.
It absolutely didn't get caught on anything.
No, I'm.
Nothing there for it to catch on?
No, there's nothing
you caught on
here.
this little tube? Is it sticking out?
No, well, no.
Well, it's in
I wasn't
there,
even-
yeah.
I mean,
You would have had to have stepped over all this.
I would have
into
had
that.
to have felt that, and it's down. My arm was down.
There was a Dave or David. Can you speak to us again? Dave? Did it say Dave?
Said Dave.
What you just witnessed is an actual ghost in energy form that shoots up and takes a sharp turn into the spirit box. Right after this happens, a male voice comes across and says, "This would not have been dust, as dust just floats around, as you can see here." The anomaly captured moves in an intelligent manner into the SB7, then speaks. The investigation has just began, and we've already captured personal, visual, and audible evidence.
Are you going to protect the owners that work here, that own the Tonopah Liquor Company? They kept the name.
Is that a yes? I couldn't understand
Sounds
what
like
that
a yes.
said.
Yeah,
It was real
yes.
quick and short.
They cared, so they wanted to keep the name the same way. They didn't change it. You should be happy.
Who's the shadow down here that shows himself? Me? Says me. What side do you usually typically like to hang out in? The left side or the right side back here? Can anyone speak through the spirit box, please? I heard something here. We're right here at the cooler. Are you by the cooler? Oh, I just seen something go by. Okay, go ahead and open it up. Hold on, let me get around this way. Is anyone in here? Just heard something come through. Are you in here? All right, we want to close it now. Is it okay? Actually, you want to hold the spirit box? Maybe they'll be able to communicate with you.
All right, come talk to me.
Just seen something fly by.
Again, we capture the same ball of energy as earlier. It comes from left to right, then slows down, almost to a stop, then it darts off back to the left towards Celia. As it does this, you can see the translucent mass of energy expand. Dust and bugs do not do this. When the energy shoots around Celia, she also captures it on camera.
You know what? I don't want to stand here.
You feel uncomfortable?
Yes.
How uncomfortable are you
I
feeling?
feel like I'm ready
Where are
for
you
some.
You ready for what?
I'm waiting for something to happen. Is that you making me feel that way? I don't like it. We're not here for trouble.
If you want to move back,
Are you touching me?
No, I'm not touching you. Where?
On my arm, like my forearm over here.
Is it your jacket?
I don't think it's my
Move
jacket.
your
My
jacket
arm
around
is
with
bent.
your arm and see.
No, it feels like it's being like pulled.
Is someone touching her jacket? Me?
Me?
You say me?
Yes. Why are you touching my jacket? Why are you touching me? I got a faint. I want to. Like right in my ear.
You heard it in your ear, audibly?
Yeah. Okay, you're no longer allowed to use any of my energy. I know I said you could earlier, but you're not allowed to use my energy. If you guys only knew, it's so dark. How far? Here? Good?
Walk a little further back. What was that?
Stop?
Did I say stop?
Yeah,
You sure?
Stop. Yeah.
That was really clear, but I could hardly hear it back here. It was faint.
Are you around us right now?
I'm getting them right now, too. Like this, just non-stop. You can't use my energy. I'm not letting you use my energy. I'm blocking that off. You'll have to take it from elsewhere, not from Celia or I.
Watch closely between Celia and the wooden post. The chain of events after this capture puts us both in a panic.
Sounds like somebody's upstairs.
That's all right. That's all right.
Turn the flashlight on.
I'm getting cold chills again. Let me get hold of Joe, see if he's alright. Joe, you alright? Someone's upstairs. Watch out. Someone's upstairs. Joe, you copy?
We were right about here.
Yeah. I'm out of breath.
On it for.
They're all there.
Yeah.
It kind of did sound like a cue ball, didn't it?
Yeah, it sounded like that, like if somebody was rolling the balls around. Make sure the door's locked. It's locked.
We heard footsteps from downstairs, and we were directly right here. And after we heard the footsteps, we heard a cue ball. It sounded like a cue ball drop and hit the floor.
Are you hearing stuff over there?
Now I'm feeling sick.
Because I hear like shuffling over there.
I'm feeling like that nauseous feeling, you know?
Yeah, kind of like what I had earlier.
That's what I try to tell people when I bring them, when they're brand new coming down here, is very specifically, you're going to feel different energy.
Like I'm feeling really sick now. Was that your radio?
Yeah, it sounded like
What was that?
was that him?
Radio turned off.
Your radio turned off? Well, wasn't that convenient?
How the hell did that happen? Radio check. Can you hear me?
Mine is off.
Yours
Hold
is
on.
off too?
I think so.
How did your radio turn off too? I just was talking about it taking my energy. How did both of our radios just turn off like that?
Don't go over there.
Why?
No,
Why not?
no, don't go. There's something right between where the mop hallway is and those stairs. Don't.
Talking about.
The energy that I feel off of there is not. No.
Well, listen. We can't back away.
What's in the men's room?
It wasn't coincidental that at the same time I feel nauseous, both our radios cut off. After searching the bar thoroughly and hearing nothing back from Joe, I head next door to make sure he's okay.
Joe,
You.
your radio working? We've been calling you forever, bro.
No, man.
I was in there earlier. I just want to film myself, man. I'm still not.
Make you sick?
I'm feeling a little bit better out here. Honestly, I don't feel like nauseous like I was.
Not only did all three of our radios shut off, Joe's equipment malfunctioned while investigating the Pullman Saloon. Any potential evidence that he may have captured was lost.
Who keeps messing around with Jonathan and Celia?
What was that?
What?
That was me? Did it say that was me?
Sounds like it. That was me.
Are you trying to hurt Jonathan?
Kill. Did it say kill?
Did it say kill or get out?
Kill or get out? I heard kill.
I don't know, dude.
Okay. I heard kill, Buck.
What are you trying to do to Jonathan and Celia?
Attack? Is that attack?
Are you trying to hurt them?
That was a girl.
That's a girl right there.
What did she say?
What is the whole sentence? Do you think we're here to harm you?
Yes. I heard yes. We're not here to harm anyone.
We came here with respect. We only want to talk to you. That's all we want, is to talk to you. We mean no harm at all. I promise you. How many people are here with us? Include yourself.
8. I heard 8.
Oh, wow. I just got chills.
All right, we'll look at upstairs and try to communicate with you down there. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye? She just said goodbye?
Goodbye. I was getting ready to shut it
That
off.
was clear.
I know. I was getting ready to shut everything off, and I didn't. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Let me.
Stick figure right here.
There was a stick figure right there, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, there is. There's all kinds of stuff going on there.
Who's right here with us?
Should I turn
Is
the
that
spirit
you?
box? Say, would you hold this? Can you hold that camera for me?
How's it going up the wall? Oh, let's go. All right, we're coming down. Coming around this corner, I feel like there's like 5 people standing here watching.
They crowding you?
That's what it feels like. Like they're just standing back there. Joe,
What's that?
you see if the lights are still on with the camera?
The lights?
Does not look like it is.
No, it looks like it's off.
It is completely off.
It turned off?
We've never had this much equipment drain and malfunction during an investigation before. It is well known in the paranormal field that this can be caused by spirits trying to communicate with us by draining the energy from electronics.
What's your name?
You say Anna?
Kind of like Anna.
I feel like a pinch on my inner leg inside.
Did you pinch him?
Can you say one of our names? What was that?
Did that say Jonathan?
Don't know.
I don't know. Do you like communicating with us?
I do.
Well, we like communicating with you too. Do you want to keep doing it?
Ooh, I just saw something come up right beside me,
Who's here?
my left side.
Did you try to scare Jonathan?
Maybe.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Do something to show us that you are here.
Make a noise.
Can you knock a bottle off a shelf? Throw a rock? Get down. Get down. Put it against your thing.
Like walking or running.
Yeah, put that. Turn it off. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
I heard like some. It sounded like somebody walking.
The spirits at the Tonopah Liquor Company are a lot more interactive than what we had expected. The amount of energy taken from our equipment and Jonathan is something we've never experienced.